This is going to sound so bad. But what you've been through so far is nothing compared to what you're going to see. However, hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot, and welcome back to all my subscribers, and if you're new here, welcome, hope you stay. So this is a general reading for Taurus, filmed for July 2020, but obviously it's useful when you come to it. Now, as a general reading rules apply. Obviously, roles can be reversed if there's somebody else turning up in your reading, and I think in this reading there is somebody else turning up. Don't get your hopes up. Timing is not absolute. It's also, as a general reading, it's not to take what resonates. There's a past and a present in this reading, and if the past and the present do not fit, then it's not for you. Bear in mind, this is for Taurus, Sun, Moon or Rising. So if this doesn't fit for you, go and watch your moon sign, go and watch your rising sign. Always watch your rising sign. But if you don't know what that is, there's a link in the description down below to get yourself a free birth chart. So well worth doing. Also down there is a link to a Facebook group for this channel, a Facebook page. And you can contact me directly through there if you want a personal reading. You can also contact me on Tumblr. The Facebook group's better, it gets checked more often. Yeah, so general reading, Taurus. And my brain has gone blank. Right, also down there, that's what I wanted to say. Also down there is a link to the playlist for the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction readings that I've just done a few days ago. And I didn't do a solar eclipse reading, but the lunar eclipse, well, another one's looming, and we've just had one as well. Now, what I would like you to do prior to this reading is ask a question. So take a moment, think about all the questions that are around you, and focus on one of them. Focus, because energy in, energy out. And if I don't answer your question, then the universe will find a way to answer your question for you. But be aware of all of the questions that crop up as you think about this, because the cards will answer what they please and not what you and I think necessarily is the question with the highest priority. Obviously, I would like you to comment if this reading means anything to you. You hear from everyone on YouTube the like, share, subscribe speech, so let's just assume I've said that. But a like does help push the video, and obviously a share hopefully pushes the video as well. But subscribe helps the channel as well. I'm still a young channel, I'm not a year old yet, so still in my diapers. So I think that's all of the housekeeping. Let me bring up the cards for you. There'll no doubt be something else that suddenly occurs to me. Now, there is challenge coming here. Because one thing that I've noticed with all of these cards is, well, I'll draw your attention first to Manakel, out of the Oracle of Heaven and Hell. Manakel comes with the symbolism of knowledge of good and evil, knowing the difference between right and wrong, having to discern the difference between them. And then we have, from Le Carte Infernale, Volak. Now, Volak is a president of hell with 30 legions at his command. He takes the form of a beautiful child with the wings of an angel, and he rides a two-headed dragon. So he sounds ideal until you get to that two-headed dragon. Now, he's gentle, he's kind, he understands the knowledge of all serpents, and his message is beware of underestimating soft-spoken or mild-mannered individuals. Many capable individuals are easily overlooked because they are quiet. Now, is it you being the quiet one and you have to be careful that you are not overlooked? Or is there someone that you could be overlooking in your sphere of influence? Because there's challenge coming up in the future here. So basically what you've been through so far, It's going to sound so bad. But what you've been through so far is nothing compared to what you're going to see. However, this is all sort of testing you, because from the Queen of the Moon Oracle, we have protection and resilience, which indicates to me that you have the strength to endure whatever burdens are put upon you. What an interesting burden. I was inspired this month to use the, what's it called, Dark Grimoire Tarot, which is beautifully dark. But my my next clarifying deck is the Chrysalis Tarot, which is like so light and airy and fluffy and flowers and fairies to, you know, contrast the sheer Lovecraft. Oh no, we're back again. Right, let me just, oh no, we're back again. Right, let me just sort that camera out and I will be back in a moment. And Mercury retrograde strikes again. But as I was saying, there's two wonderfully contrasting tarots here. Finally with the Mystical Manga Tarot as your final deck. But what the Dark Grimoire, the first tarot deck, suggests is that there is a challenge that's coming up. But let's look how you've got there to start off with. Because I do feel that you have sought some wisdom. You have sought answers. You've been inspired to seek answers about something, which threw a lot of what you knew into, well, made you look at it all completely differently, made you see things completely differently, almost like there was some, okay, that there was some news that made you go, hang on a minute, I need to look into this. And you started looking into this, and all of a sudden the meaning of everything was changing. And so you have cut something out of your sphere of influence. However, you are now in the process of receiving more information. Now that you've done that, now that you've given yourself that motivation, that momentum to move forward, we have the Ace of Wands here, but it is a book. It is one that that is saying, right, you now need to find some balance. So I must admit, I'm not sure that whatever it was that you cut out, you ended up isolating yourself somewhat, but you've ended up isolating yourself in quite a safe place. But I am concerned with that whole idea of you isolating yourself there. But underneath all of this, it's because, right, it's a driving force to get you to build something of your own. King of Pentacles, Four of Scrolls, Queen of Wands. You are manifesting something on your own. You are trying to take action now on your own. Now, it could be that whatever it was that you've recently cut out, yeah, it could have been a little bit of an overreaction. I'm not saying it was. I'm saying that the chance is certainly there that it was an overreaction, because you were under the influence of the moon. You were under the influence of where everything was just not looking right, not fitting right, not feeling right. All of a sudden things that you had been relying on felt menacing, or distorted, or tainted. And you took the choice to nurture yourself and just walk off and go, stuff this for a game of darts. I wonder what set all this off. 10 of Mirrors. So you've got the Star here twice. There really was some form of event that really focused your attention in on this one aspect of your life, whatever it is, because you're feeling like you are having to make decisions and manifest for yourself and do stuff for yourself here. and you are looking for a form of wish fulfillment, and I think you are feeling that you are in the process of receiving that wish fulfillment. So now is the time where you have to tread very, very carefully, because Hanged Man here, Celtic Owl, you still do not have all the answers. You have greater clarity, but not complete clarity. So balance now. You've done your well, you've thrown your toys out the pram, you know. So and I don't feel that that was good or that that was bad. You know, even if it was wrong, it was okay because it was getting you to the place where that you need to be. You may have an apology to make. You might not have an apology to make. It might not make the slightest bit of difference. But this was setting you on a path where you are finding some healing by the burdens that you take on, and finding a new beginning from the burdens that you take on, which is often, I sort of feel that there may be an offer of love here that you might be giving to someone or for something, and I'm more tempted on the for something, with it being clarified here by the Ten of Spirals, because to me that Ten of Spirals, it's a doing card. It is a Ten of Wands, but you're picking up the burden. But I always feel that this is Chiron, so there's that influence of, you know, getting the healing out of it. And also you're surging ahead, you're full card there, so new beginning coming up as a result of what you've done. And the new beginning itself, the new beginning itself, I do not feel quite bad about. Now, Knave of Wands, so I would beware what messages come to you, because I'm feeling from this Knave of Wands that there is the not quite Knight of Wands speed of progressing forward, but also all the pages, the knaves, they can be messages. And I don't like, well, I'm not going to like it, it's a Dark Grimoire Tarot, but I don't like this. I don't like this messenger. They may be coming heralding something that's less than positive, but I rather feel that they may be working to their own agenda, or to someone else's agenda, unbeknownst even to them, because they maybe haven't got all the answers either. But be careful, because I'm sorry, that's a wonderful supervillain pose for that Knave of Wands. You've just revealed the next layer of mastermind behind the great plot to destroy whatever. But then this is clarified by the Strength card, that in this deck is Papa Legba. Now, Papa Legba is Elegua, is god of portals, god of gateways. So it's having to use that strength of yours, having to bring that resilience into play, is something that you can put an end to a conflict about. But I do feel that the end to the conflict, if you take that route, either way, it's not really good, right? We've got the Ten of Swords clarified by this King of Mirrors. So again, I'm seeing that whole doorway aspect. And then the Tower card. So it's almost like, okay, so whatever you've cut ties with, probably a good job. Even if it was warranted or not warranted, it's probably a good job, because there's more devastation yet to come. But that argument, that discussion, that new beginning that you have started is putting you on the right path to sidestep the worst of the disaster, whatever the disaster is, you know, company collapsing, or some form of economic event, or some form of news that is shocking to more than just you, you know, that's affecting a number of people. But I do feel that this this Ten of Swords and the Tower is something that you can sidestep the main blast of it, but you're not going to be out of the blast radius. You are still going to get affected by it, and it's going to lead you to a point where you realize, okay, I can't take this anymore, I need to fight. This was not where I was expecting this reading to go, but Nine of Swords, Knight of Wands here, but with the Sorceress, the High Priestess. So all the way through this, there is a beautiful thread of divine support of, yes, this is the battle that you need to be involved in. But I don't think you need to be leading the battle, but you certainly want to be providing support on the sidelines. That's the impression that I'm getting. But you want to ensure that you remain standing at the end of it. So you have to nurture you and yours. You have to nurture your new beginning that you're just starting at the moment, while fighting this battle. But you need to make sure that my new beginning is here and the battle is here. My life encompasses both of them. That's why my life is in the blast radius. But my new beginning, I can shufty it along so that it's not quite in the blast radius, so that I can preserve something. And that new beginning, whatever it is, we have be bold and make the first move. Now that first move is about that new beginning. It is not about the battle. I think if you make the first move in the battle, then you could end up, to use a military analogy, shooting the wrong person. So let that battle come to you. But like I say, what Volak says, and with this Knave of Wands here, beware of soft-spoken people who bring you bad news. I think is one good way to put it. Because I feel that they may be operating to their own agenda, or they may be operating possibly unbeknownst to them to someone else's agenda, you know. So just be careful. I want you to go into battle, yes, but with your new beginning protected to one side. You go into battle as a defensive action, not as a proactive, you know, none of this, the best defense is a good offense. No, that's not, you're not getting all of the answers. And if you want your wish fulfillment to come around, you have to know when to act and when not to. And when to act is when you get to that point, where was it? Here, of no way, no more. But once you get to that point, you should have already protected your new beginning to one side. But you have to be very, very careful that you are not, that you are able to stand alone in your new beginning, but you're not standing alone in that battle, because not everything around it is true. But you do have the ability to strive through this battle. And even though these two piles here, they are a potential future, and there's pain and heartache and loss here. We've got Five of Pentacles, Three of Scrolls, which has a fox crying, but I'm suddenly reminding how foxes are tricksters. You know, so just be careful about, you need to react to your feelings, not somebody else's sorrow, but yours. Because that Nine of Pentacles tells me you've got to rely on your own 2 feet, your own intuition, your own mind. Because okay, there's someone around you who has an idea of what's coming, and I don't think that's this messenger I was on about. There's someone that you are committed to, there's someone who are committed to you, and they have a lot of positive dreams. That to me looks like a connection that you want to stick with, but bear in mind, even as nice as they are naturally going to work to their own agenda while they are trying to bring 2 opposing forces into some semblance of peace. Now, I'm not going to say that there is anything wrong with their agenda. You just need to be aware that they are naturally going to be having an agenda. So it's something that you need to take into account. And bear in mind that their agenda may not actually encompass your new beginning, because their agenda seems to be more on the battle side of this than the new beginning side of this. But you're worried that, you know, it's all going to get lost anyway, and that are you actually going to be able to bring this new beginning of whatever it is you're trying to achieve into a material form? And I think, yes, that Ten of Pentacles feels really, really positive, but he also feels a little bit smarmy, and he's like a mystical manga tarot here, and he looks a bit like Joffrey, you know, off Game of Thrones. But I don't feel bad about that, and I should. Which makes me think that a little bit of scheming and a little bit of keeping a little bit back for yourself right now won't harm, because in the long run that will have the better good. And that is why this knowledge of good and evil from Manakel is so important here. In fact, I would invoke Manakel a couple of times if I was you, just to, you know, like when you're trying to figure something out, you know, Manakel, help me out. Make something obvious to me here so I can figure things out, because there's a lot of moon energy, there's the hanged man energy here, where you're trying to find the wisdom, and you will see wisdom, but it's not going to be the wisdom you expected it was. But this 5 of Cups and the Acrobat, Page of Stones, so that would be Page of Pentacles, wouldn't it? So yes, you can level up, and yes, it will involve loss, but there's loss here anyway. But you can move your new beginning at least to one side to minimize the effects of that loss and of that tower moment onto your new life, new beginning. So as a final outcome here, we have, oh, that's nice, 4 of Wands. So making a commitment, reaching the summit with this particular 4 of Wands. They're working their way up a rocky path, but obviously there's that sense of commitment, but there's that sense of commitment to a goal. So it's not so much a marriage card as in a mission marriage. You know, we will be married up until the point that we both get to that castle, and then we'll work out what we're doing from there. So sort of like an adventure handfasting. Not as long as love lasts, but as long as the campaign lasts. Let's put it in role-playing terms, you know. But we have 0, Merlin as the hero, as the Fool. So again, that new beginning, but with it being the Merlin Fool card, that's really, really positive. So this new beginning that you are putting to one side and that you are protecting, good, protect it, because once all of this other battle is over, once the dust settles, that's when your new beginning is going to bloom and flourish. And I feel, oh, how do I put that phrase into words, that image? Imagine Stonehenge was a flower and that's your flower blooming. That's the image that I got. Like Stonehenge, but with the monoliths as petals, and the petals unfolding and opening and receiving the sunlight, and opening and releasing their pollen to the world, which gives you a message to give to the world. Now, just like Aries, you have got the angel of glory. I sing praise and glory to the source of all life. What you are doing here, what you are preserving here, and the battle that you are fighting, although staying on the edges of here, I feel is really, really important. I'm really tempted to draw another card from one of my oracle decks, which I have none to hand. Okay, I've got one here. Let's have a look. I've not used these yet, and that's about to fall everywhere. Stop. No. Stay. Oops. Stay. Right, so Sacred Spirit reading cards. Oh, that's good. The box comes out with them too. Because whatever this new beginning of yours is, I feel like it has importance. But I think that you may find that you are a little frustrated to start off with, because this new beginning of yours is going to get no attention whatsoever for a little while, because there's this battle going on. But you just need to preserve what you can for it. Okay, let's see. This one jumped out at me. And we have mindful wisdom, create inner harmony. So that you can create that inner harmony by shifting the new beginning along, and you create inner harmony, and that will shift the new beginning to one side. Do not let the battle pollute your plans. That might be an interesting title for it. I might call it that. Do not let the battle pollute your plans. So, if this means anything to you, Taurus, comment down below. Obviously, like, share, subscribe. And yeah, see you on whatever your moon sign, rising sign, and Chinese zodiac sign. They'll be coming out this month as well. Okay, cheers.